And we're live, looks like. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're having a good start. Well, you can't really say start to your weekend yet, it's still Friday, but yeah. If you have a weekend, I hope it'll be enjoyable. Either way, we're gonna talk some more about this whole rating business, you know, objectively judging and comparing melee weapons. Since the video I put up yesterday, I already changed my mind about one of the categories. You know, the adaptability category just wasn't great. You know, even at the time, I was kind of dissatisfied with how it turns out. It's too vague. So, changed it up a little bit here. I'll wait until more people roll in the chat, and then we can start talking about it. What do you say about the lightsaber? Well, we might actually get to rating that too. Why not? At some point. Let's see. What's this? All right. So, no, we're not going to do a separate pommel category. Thanks, Frank. May I ask you a question? How would you rate the axe? Yes, you may. In fact, I think I actually did it for that video. Wait, did I? I did a few more ratings that I didn't actually end up using in the final edit. No, that was actually a mace. I mean, the mace is going to be somewhat similar. Somewhat. Let's see here. Wait. That doesn't look quite right. There it is. Okay, so we can modify this for an axe. Let's see here. So if we change this to, I'm just gonna call it single-handed axe. Damage, I think, is actually pretty similar. I mean, we might give it another one actually, depending on the axe. Now, some axes are not going to rate that highly, but yeah, overall, anti-armor, not as good. It's not really going to be great against plate, but anything else, certainly. Durability is not as high as that of a, you know, all steel mace. The tricky thing about rating this one is, on the one hand, the axe blade is extremely high in durability, but the handle may not be. So we may have to kind of average it out. But I think it can probably stay about here. Again, the haft can break. That's a risk. But it's you don't have to worry as much about edge damage more than with a mace, obviously, because it doesn't have edges. Speed, I think we can leave. Reach, also pretty much the same. The rest is pretty much the same as a mace. So, yeah. I mean, okay, affordability compared to an all-steel mace, affordability is going to be higher here. So that's going to be here. How's that? Thanks, Mindless Banter. What are your opinions on the poleaxe? I actually have a video in the making about that. I mean, it's going to be talking about specifically the difference between poleaxes and halberds, but you know, I'm going to be talking to an extent in general about poleaxes, so I will just ask for your patience until then. Probably next week. Thanks, Hocticus's History Corner. Ability to defeat a football helmet must be a category. Seriously, those things are tougher than I ever expected. I guess that would be interesting to to test out at some point. Thanks, Frank. Not bad. All right. So what I wanted to talk about here is the categories. Close this. Yeah, so originally I had adaptability. Not really a fan of it. It's not great. It's too vague. So now I figured I put in ease of carry because that's actually pretty important. That was before it was part of adaptability, but again, it's just too general. And I figured using confined space is a very important aspect of any weapon, but this is pretty much represented by the combination of reach and ease of carry. Because if reach and ease of carry are both high, it's going to be pretty bad generally in confined spaces. Obvious, right? If reach is high and ease of carry is kind of moderate. Wait, what did I say before? Did I say both high? I meant if reach is high and ease of carry is low. That makes sense. Making sense is hard. So if reach is high and ease of carry is low, it's going to be terrible in confined spaces. Generally, if reach is high, use of confined space is limited. I mean, the rapier is a pretty good reach, and things like, being able to thrust down a narrow corridor, that's still possible. So it still makes a difference between whether you can thrust or whether you need like broad sweeping strokes, things like that. So it's still not perfect, but I'm a little bit happier with this. Because ease of carry is a pretty significant part that makes all the difference between, is this a battlefield weapon only, or is this a civilian self-defense kind of deal? For versatility, that matters. Yeah. What do you folks think? You satisfied with that category? Do you think another one would be better? Would you add a category? Like, we can always keep adding categories. I would just like to keep it limited, not spam too many categories. Hey, Scott, what do you rate the Scottish basket hilt? All right, let's do it. The keyboard is in an awkward position right now. There, basket hilt. Let's see. Damage. Where is it? There. Actually, that's probably about right. Yeah. You can deliver some pretty powerful cuts with it. You can thrust with it too. It's not as good as a polearm, obviously, or a larger sword. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Anti-armor? Not great. It's like... it can deal with light armor just fine, medium armor. Against mail, not fantastic. Yeah, something like this, I'm thinking. Durability. How about... yeah. I feel like a lot of swords are going to be kind of average. It's like edge damage is a problem, the blades can break or deform, hilt can loosen up, there are a number of problems there. Speed. It's not quite there, but I think it's decent. I'm kind of debating with myself whether it should be... nah, I think 4 is fine. Reach. Actually, let me also keep up with the chat meanwhile. To see what you folks think. Let's stick to one thing at a time. The effectiveness of a big rock in a sock. Sounds like a meme thing, but I guess we could do that if you really want. If it wasn't just a joke. Reach. Clearly not that much. That's going to be kind of 3 or 4. No, actually the reach is pretty good. Because the thing is, you're using it with one hand, so you can lunge forward. No, the reach is actually pretty good. Defense. That's going to be pretty good. Where is it? There. Defense. I think 4 is pretty good. I don't... then again, I might do this. Because again, you can have sword against a more powerful attack, so that's actually quite good. Ease of carry, yeah, this is not going to be amazing. These are actually pretty awkward to carry. Like, you can have them strapped to your waist, but because of the bulky guard, it's pretty awkward, pretty inconvenient. Affordability, yeah, that's usually with swords. It's not going to be fantastic. It's like 2 or 3. No, I'm thinking probably 2. What do you think about that, folks? I'm 100% serious. Big rock in a sock. Okay, let's do it. Why not? Let's unleash the memes. Where the hell's my... There. Okay. All right. You asked for it. Rock in a sock. Wait. In a sock. Rock in sock. Yeah, that's even better. Dude. Damage. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. Anti-armor, I feel like I'm being too generous by leaving it here, but yeah, okay, wait. Did I just wiggle this? Yes, I did. Durability. The rock is great, the sock not so much. I mean, speed, you know, fair enough. We can probably leave it there. Reach is not good. Defense, 0. Like legit, not even 1. 0. You get nothing, sir. You lose. Okay, ease of carry. That's where it scores, and affordability as well. So yeah, it's maxing all the wrong things. I mean, not the wrong things. It's useful in that regard, but it's slightly limited, perhaps. That was quick and easy. Thanks, Angry Clown. The chat has become the bird meme. Stick, need stick, got stick, let me smash. Let me smash. Yes, indeed. All right, fine. Fine, let's do the damn stick. Let's do it. I'm just going to reset everything. I'm pretty sure I'll forget, but I think it's nicer to reset everything to 0 and then kind of crank up the ratings. It's kind of more visually satisfying. Although I might not do this every time because this is cumbersome. Hey, don't do it. Don't you do it. Okay, wait, where's this? There. All right. The stick. Okay, damage. Wait, we sitting here? Yeah, there. Damage. I'm tempted to give it a 1, quite frankly. Okay, if we assume a big stick, then yeah, maybe. Like, keep in mind here, a quarterstaff is more than a stick, okay? You could call it a stick, but that's not what I'm... Where's my stick? There. Here, second. That's a stick, okay? It's not a quarterstaff. Stick. Quarterstaff would rate quite a bit better. So, yeah, damage, pretty bad. I'm being generous here with the 2. Anti-armor. Yeah. Yup. That's what this gets. The triggering of Shad intensifies. Durability 1. Yeah. I could, if I was being nice, I'd give, okay, fine. I could give it, but the thing is here's the problem. What even gets a 1? If the stick gets a 2, what even gets a 1 durability? Like, something needs to be at the bottom end, right? Can you think of anything? I mean, okay, the rock and a sock, but like as far as historical weapons and adjacent things are concerned, is there anything that would deserve a 1? Like anything other than the stick? No improvised. Okay, the stick is improvised, but I mean, the stick is part of martial arts systems, you know, stick fighting, you know, walking stick and stuff like. Okay, it is an improvised weapon, fine, but yeah, let's say a club, you know, stick, club, whatever the hell. I mean, a club, in my opinion, actually rates higher than a stick. We can do that afterwards, but like, is there anything that would have less durability than a stick? I don't know. Melee weapons. Arrows don't count. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really tempted to give it a 1, but like 1.5? I don't know. I can leave it at this for now. Okay, speed. Now this is going to be good. It's one of the few things where it's actually good. It's going to be like, yeah, probably about here. Reach. It's okay. Wait, where the hell are we? There. Wait. There. Okay, reach. Yeah, it's okay. Whoa. I need to lock this layer. Moment. There. Lock that shit. Okay, defense. Defense, bro. Okay. I can give it a 2. Fair enough. Ease of carry, fair enough. Yeah. And affordability. There we go. Now it's getting a proper score right here. There you go. You happy? You happy, or are you depressed now? Thanks, Luke. Lightsaber, yeah, I guess we can do that. I think Scar does stuff. I want to hear your most emphatic scowl? What? Huh? Or do you mean the Scandinavian skull? I don't know. Thanks, Mirochi. Yatagan, please. Turkish sword. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's not spend much time on the club. Like it's going to be a bit better. The difference is the club has, you know, some kind of bulb, you know. It's not just a stick, it has more mass at the end. And in fact, sometimes it has something attached, you know, like a, you know, stone club or whatever, bone club, a number of things. So this would definitely do better in terms of damage. In fact, you could probably argue this, and it has some anti-armor capability. Durability is pretty much the same. Speed is, as a result, slightly lower. Reach, yeah, is about the same. Defense, about the same. Ease of carry, about the same. Yeah, rest is about the same. All right, so what do we have? Lightsaber. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to just get this stupid keyboard up here somehow. It doesn't really want to. Son of a bitch. Okay. Yeah, the monitor stand is in the way. Okay, fine. Improvised. Screw it. Lightsaber. All right. I think we can all agree that this has to get max damage, right? And max anti-armor. Obviously. In fact, max durability too, right? You can't really damage it as such by normal means. Speed is almost max, right? Like they're supposed, depending on who you ask, you know, the whole there's some confusion about the lore, like whether or not it has weight and how much, and whether there's this weird gyro effect and stuff, but I think generally we can agree that it's pretty fast, right? Reach is pretty good. Defense is well, not too high because your hand is hella exposed, you know? Extremely exposed. Ease of carry, well, it turns just into a grip, you know? And affordability, I'm guessing that's like a 1. How's that? Can damage it by damaging the emitter. I mean, I guess durability can be like there. Okay, yet again. Oh shit. Yeah, I moved the thing. There. Okay, so. By the way, a lot of swords, you know, a lot of swords of similar category are going to be very similar, just to let you know. You don't have to ask about every single sword on the planet because there's going to be a lot of overlap. Yeah, anti-armor, not so much. Durability, just about the same as other swords, I think. Speed, quite... bleh. Hang on there. Quite good. Reach. They aren't super long, right? Here. I'm not actually sure about the average length. I've seen a few with different lengths, but I think some of them are kind of short-ish, right? Defense, actually not amazing on these, in my opinion. Like you have no guard at all, and then again, I did make the point about not relying on that too much. Ease of carry, I think, those are pretty easy to carry. Affordability, I'm not sure, but I think this is probably like Yeah, about average, maybe? What do you folks think? Good enough to conquer Constantinople. Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks Aaron, please don't hate me, but what about double axe? Basically the same as the axe, except less speed, potentially. But otherwise, pretty similar as what I rated before. Talk about a delightful weapon. The lightsaber, yeah, I get it. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks, Drew and Mindless Barter. Could you rate Mako Wheat? Yeah, I can certainly do that. Damage. Pretty good, not crazy. This one is tough to rate. Because the thing is, the first swing is going to have much higher damage than subsequent ones. Because on the first swing you have the full sharpness of the obsidian blades. And then they get damaged pretty severely and the effectiveness goes down. Anti-armor, very, very little. I mean, it is also a wooden club, basically, like a wooden paddle sword, essentially. You can... This is tricky because you can bash armor with it, you know, just with the blunt force. But at the same time, if you do that, you really completely destroy the obsidian blades and downgrade it. You know, so... It's like you can argue for basically about this, but with the durability problems... I don't know, should we just go for something in between? Now, this thing is actually really hard to rate overall because here's the other problem, durability. As far as the obsidian blades are concerned, here. As far as the wooden part, you know, the core of the weapon is concerned, it's probably there. So if we want to average it, then it's going to be here. Speed, I think... This might actually be here. Reach... That depends on whether it's a single-handed or two-handed version. Both exist. So the two-handed version would probably be here, and the one-handed version might actually be here, because I've seen some pretty short ones. Defense... You pretty much need a shield. Not great. Ease of carry. With the obsidian blades... It's not fantastic, I think. Affordability... I mean, it should take quite a while to make. I'll have to say that. So maybe I wouldn't put it quite here. How about there? Thoughts? Right, the combat effectiveness of these hands. These nuts. Yeah, I haven't seen your hands, and I'm not really interested, so you can shove them up someone's, you know, and let them rate it. Thoughts on Beskar chainmail? Thanks, Jake. Wouldn't you want plate? Because, I don't know, mail always has the issue that there are small gaps. I mean, depending on the ring size, they may not be large, but if you're thinking against the lightsaber, it's probably fine, yeah. Yeah, that would probably work pretty well. And it would be more breathable than plate, so that's nice. Just for giggles, my OC's signature halberd. Sent you some deeds and picture on Discord. All right. That, I don't know, that basically looks like just a chunkier version of a halberd, you know? It's like, I would say it's kind of a fairly standard-ish halberd, just larger, stouter, you know? Let me, yeah, here. Yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking basically the same rating as a regular halberd, except probably less speed. Less speed and more damage. Although, the problem is the halberd already maxes out damage, so, I don't know. Pretty similar overall. Don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. Okay, what's next? Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you, Tamai. The Tayaha. Good idea. Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it or doesn't know what it is, let me just show you real quick. There, so basically it's a paddle-like club on one side and a wooden spear on the other side, and this is hardwood. Very sturdy. Yep. So, interesting. What to do with this? Okay. Damage. If it was single-handed, I would say here, but the solid two-handed swing, I think you can deliver some pretty serious damage. Probably. Anti-armor? If it's strong enough, but as far as I know, it's made of exceptionally tough hardwood, so yeah, it's probably pretty good. And durability is definitely going to be higher than a regular club. I don't know if it's going to be here or there. I haven't handled the Taya in real life, so I can't tell you exactly. But I think this is probably reasonable. I think speed is... It might be a... hey. Yeah. It's at least here. It might even be better than that. I mean, you can thrust with it too. I think the speed might even be here. I've seen some demonstrations where they're very fast with it. Reach is pretty good. It's not cool. It's probably not quite there. Defense, I think, is pretty decent. Ease of carry, not so much. I mean, it's okay, but affordability is probably... yeah, something like this. So it's quite good, actually. I mean, yeah, the issue with this is, like, affordability is... you have to take into account, you know, the value in that society. And I think it was actually a prestige weapon, if I'm not wrong. And I'm not sure if it's really all that affordable. Could be wrong on that. I don't know enough about it. Reduce anti-armor. Yeah, I'm probably a bit too generous with that. So, I mean, you could, since it has a point, you could think about thrusting into the gaps of the armor, but the problem is, since it's wood, you need to make it pretty stout so that the material doesn't limit its effectiveness, that it doesn't become too fragile. And it's fairly large and rounded, so I don't think you could really do that too well. So you're left with just bash them, Yeah. All right. The sling is not a melee weapon. These are all criteria that I've come up with specifically with melee weapons in mind. They would not apply well to ranged anything. Thanks, Stan Dragon. Could you rate the Kriegsmesser or Langensmesser? Yeah, sure. Now the bias might hit again. Damage. It's gonna be here. Anti-armor. Not as good as the longsword, I would say, but... Wait, how did I rate the longsword? I forgot that I rated 4 or 5. I can't remember. It should be... Yeah, it should be a bit less than the longsword, simply because Murder Stroke isn't very handy with this. Just the blade is so wide that you would have a hard time holding on to it for a Murder Stroke, so I think that would be pretty limited. In other words, let's put it here, because I think the longsword was... I rated it 4, didn't I? Let me double check here. 4, yeah. Then this definitely needs to be lower. Durability is going to be the same. I was just thinking you could argue slightly higher because of, a single-edged sword. You can use the spine where you would otherwise damage the edge. So it could get like a half a point extra, but other than that, speed is going to be about the same, I think. I think the longsword was 4, right? Reach, again, about the same. Well, let me see here. Yeah, speed and reach, both 4. Defense. Yeah. I think I'd give it the same. It's generally pretty much the same as the longsword. It's just... it's a bit different. Ease of carry. Yeah. Affordability, not so much. Wait, did I give the longsword a... yeah, 2. Not 3. A single-handed messer could be higher on affordability. In fact, even this might be a little bit higher. I'm not sure. In historical times, specifically. Thanks, Haze Monkey. Back to Corbin. Okay, we can do that. I think it's spelled with a Y. I've seen it with an I too, but I think the spelling with a Y is correct. Oh, I got it backwards. Maybe, I'm not sure. I can see both. The more common spelling seems to be like this. Well, whatever. You get what I mean. In case, you know, for those who don't. There. So it's a. That's a pole hammer. I mean, back to call bomb technically refers to just this right here, just the beak. Like, it doesn't actually refer to the weapon overall, but yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah. There. Wait, this got kind of messy again, didn't it? There we go. Okay. Damage. Yeah, we can leave it right there. In fact, no. Nonsense here. Of course, this is going to max it. Boom. Right there. Durability. It's basically only held back by the wooden haft, but it's reinforced, so there you go. Speed, not amazing. Reach, pretty good. Defense, decent. Ease of carry, garbage. For obvious reasons. It's pretty much there. Affordability, yeah, not great. How's that? Thanks, Adrian. Oh, wait. Hunt Cook game. Almost skipped you there. Yeah, Iberian Falcata. All right. I wasn't actually planning to be rating every weapon in the history of Earth this stream. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that and move on to other topics, but apparently you people really want to know every rating for every weapon. I don't know why, but okay, let's do it. Damage is going to be pretty high, not crazy, but pretty high. Anti-armor, not so much. I mean, not against plate at least. Wait. Yeah, it hits pretty hard, so I think we can leave it there. Durability is going to be here. Speed is going to be about average. Reach is going to be also average, because it's not terribly long. Defense, also average. Ease of carry, pretty good. Affordability, also average, I guess. Wow, this is ended up way more average than I would have expected, actually. I guess it's solid. Wait, nah, speed could definitely be higher. Alright. Doesn't really seem to have weaknesses, looking at this. I mean, you could argue, you could argue defense could be lower, actually. Because you pretty much need a shield with it. You would want one, generally. But that seems a bit unreasonable. Let's leave it there. Sledgehammer from a hardware store. Okay. Thanks, Insomnia Addict. Alright, fine. Why does it keep changing on me? Stop it. Damn it. Okay. Okay. Damage. Where is it? There. there. Speed, I almost want to give it a 0. It's garbage. Reach is actually for a two-handed weapon terrible. I mean, it's not a weapon, but you know what I mean. Defense is pretty shit. Yeah, pretty much. One hell of a min-maxer right here. Super min-maxed. Thanks, Clutching Dagger. Thanks, Vodka Lover. Dane Axe. Now, I also hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay, thank you. Hope you're doing well too. Okay, let's do it. Dane Axe. Damage. Pretty damn high. Anti-armor, not as good. I mean, not terrible, but... Oh wait, no, it can definitely deal with mail. Plate, not so well. Durability, it's not fantastic. Speed is... yeah, about average. Reach is quite good. Defense... yeah. Ease of carry, it's basically a 1-2, yeah. Affordability... let's put it here. How much the Falks cost that I got, I don't actually know. He sent it to me for review. Can't tell you. He doesn't, I don't think he has prices on his, wait, does he? No, wait, he does. Christian, Niamandi. Wasn't it like 300 euros? Am I totally misremembering? Let me see. How much is it? Yeah, 380 euros. Okay. Dynax, is that affordable? Yeah, why wouldn't it be? I mean, you can get a super fancy one, you know, pattern welded and this and that and the other, but you can also get a pretty simple one with just, you know, anything hafted, unless it's got a bunch of extra stuff like a pole axe or, you know, something similar, and it's not really going to be that big of a deal. I mean, you can put it here like in historical times, maybe, but I think it's reasonable enough. It's cheaper than a sword. Bardiche. Thanks, Wanderer. It's going to be actually pretty similar to the Danax, I think. Okay, now that the rating is... the damage rating is going to be a bit of a problem. I don't want to give it full rating, because that would be for some pretty hefty polearms, but it's got to be higher than a Danax. Actually, some Bardiches are huge. I think we can probably give it the full rating right here. Anti-armor is, yeah, about the same, I think. It's like maybe half, you know, half an extra point. I don't have half points here, but technically, yeah, durability is about the same. Speed is lower because those things tend to be pretty chunky. Reach, I think, is about the same. Yeah. Defense is the same. Ease of carry is the same. Affordability is the same, I think. So yeah. Pretty close. Thanks, Scarzette Dragon, for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Flail. Okay. We might as well do that. Let's do it. Flail. Damage. Whoa. Stop moving around. Yeah, son of a goat. Just lock that layer. There. Okay, damage here. Yeah. Anti-armor. Bit more. This might be the first that actually has more anti-armor than damage, I think. Durability, it's gonna be actually pretty damn good. Speed. About average. Reach. I'm assuming we're talking single-handed because a pole flail would be very different. In fact, I almost want to give it a 2 for reach because it's iffy. But let's leave it there. Defense is garbage. Ease of carry is pretty bad too. Maybe just about here. Okay, let's not go too crazy here. It's a bit awkward, but it's not too bad. Affordability. It's probably, yeah, about here. Yeah. Back to Coban, already did. Defense should be better. Why? Not for a single-handed flail. For pole flail, yes, I would agree with you, but a regular flail, it's pretty terrible. Like, in my opinion, even nunchucks are better than just a flail with a spiked ball at the end. It pretty much doesn't get worse than that. You need a shield. Oh, sorry, Punisher Kafazi, if I pronounced that correctly. I didn't mean to skip you there. Flemish Golden Dog. All right. Let's do it. Let me actually double check the spelling because I've seen it. Okay, yeah, I've seen it with O and with OE. I think OE is more common. And for those who don't know what it looks like, let's show it real quick here. Come on, you dumbass mouse cursor. There. It's basically just a spiked stick. I mean, it's a spike club. I mean, okay, you would call this a spike club, but I don't think this is actually a golden dog. I'm pretty sure this is what it is. Yeah, that's a golden dog. So, what do we do with this? Damage. Yeah, I think it can just about stay here. In fact, I kind of want to leave it I kind of want to leave it right where it is, you know? Damage and anti-armor is, yeah. Seems about right. Durability, a bit less. I think I want to give it a bit less because that, you know, the wooden haft can break fairly easily. Speed is probably pretty good. Reach is... depending on the length. I've seen different lengths, but I think I'm going to leave it here. Defense is... yeah. About there. I could maybe give it a 3, but I don't know, not really. Ease of carry. That's not bad. That should be very affordable. There we go. What do you think about that? It's thick wood, yeah, sure, but it is just wood. It will be damaged quite a bit over time, and you don't have the reach to mitigate that problem. You know, like with a staff or a polearm, you always have the advantage that you can keep them at a distance. That's not really an option here. Ah, there's Nat. Has Blargety gotten up yet? Let me see. Nope, he doesn't seem to be online right now. What about an old-fashioned knife on a rifle? Thank you, Boskron. So a bayonet, huh? Wait. Yeah. We're not raiding the rifle. You know, not a rifle in its usual use. This seems debatable because a thrust with a bayonet on a rifle is pretty damn powerful. In fact, we can probably even leave it at anti-armor here. Yeah, because you could also drive it in the gaps, into the gaps of plate armor. All right. Still not changing the anti-armor stat. That's interesting. Durability, yeah, that's definitely not a problem here. Okay, maybe not that much, because you can still damage the edge and the point and all that. Speed, yeah, the weight of the rifle makes it kind of slow. Reach is pretty damn good. That depends a lot on the rifle and the bayonet. Like if you have a bayonet on a brown bess, that's basically the height of the user, if not more. That's like crazy reach. With some rifles, not so much. Defense, well, I mean, the rifle is pretty solid. Ease of carry. Okay, that's a tricky one, actually. Because normally this would be very awkward, but with a sling, that's actually not even bad. Huh. Yeah. With a sling, you could almost argue this. And if you if you want to say, well, you could take the bayonet off and then it's like here, but then you ruin all the other stats. So yeah, I feel like it's probably here. Affordability. I mean, we're talking the rifle too, not just the bayonet, so there's that. Rifle is heavy, yeah, that's why the speed is low. If you rest it on shoulder, it's easy to carry and fast to use. Well, yes, but if you go by that, then you can argue that a two-handed battle axe or a pole axe is also not too bad because you can rest it on your shoulder. But it's just how much harder and more awkward is it to carry than just having a sword on your side. You just strap to your hip. You know, it's definitely going to be a lot worse because if you have something actually strapped to your hip, you have both your hands free. This way you always have to hold it. So that just is going to reduce the value quite a bit. Thanks, Frank. Have you rated sabers yet? Just sabers in general, it's basically the same as just about any one-handed sword. You know, it's going to be very similar. Like, yeah, there are significant differences, but when you actually look at things like the stats overall and compare to other weapons, then it's really not that big of a difference. So it's going to be somewhere like this. Yeah, I'm still thinking durability is with swords. I tend to go for the 3. It's just average. Speed, it's also about average. Reach, a bit more. Defense, yep, can stay right there. Ease of carry, pretty good. Affordability, decent, I think. So yeah, a lot of swords are going to be pretty similar, somewhere in this area. Thanks, Logan. Schiavona basket hilt sword. Okay. The Schiavona is, again, going to be very similar here. I mean, I guess you could argue compared to a saber, the damage might be slightly lower, but that really depends on the type of saber. How did I rate the basket hilt? I should ideally rate it the same as a basket hilt. In fact, I already did that. Yeah, how about we just skip to the next one, and if you go a little bit earlier in the stream, I've done the basket hilt sword, and it's going to be the same. Short sword. Okay, that's interesting. Damage. I mean, thrust is going to be pretty good, but yeah, it's anti-armor. A short sword you can thrust into the gaps pretty well, I think. So I think we can leave it there. How did I rate the dagger? The dagger should actually be higher for anti-armor, in my opinion. The dagger I rated, okay, 5. And then I think we can do 4 here. Durability, that's better than longer swords. Speed, here, reach, not great. Wait, did I? Yeah, the dagger I think I gave reach 1, right? Yeah, so this would be a 2. Defense, yeah, not good. Well, not that low. Ease of carry, almost max. Affordability, bit higher than other swords. Not too much. Thanks, Garzette Dragon. Kite shield. No, I don't think shields fit in very well here. Because, like, yes, shields are technically weapons rather than armor, but these stats here just don't carry very well. Or don't apply very well to shields. Sickle or comma. Okay. Damage. That's actually pretty damn high. Pretty devastating. Anti-armor. Yeah. Think I'm happy with this. Durability. Huh. That one's tricky because, you know, the tactical comma, the United Cutlery M whatever the hell, that I reviewed a couple of years ago, that had a really chunky blade. Like, that was very thick. That one would be durability probably here, if not there. But a lot of sickles are rather thin, so that would be more here, if not even less. Some of them could be even less than that. Speed, yeah, this can stay right there pretty much. Reach, this can also stay there. Defense, yep, right there, no change. Ease of carry. Yeah. I mean, actually, I'd rather carry a short sword than a sickle or comma. It gets a little bit more in the way. Yeah. How's that? Thanks, Wanderer. Claws? What kinds of claws? Like Vega kind of claws, or what are we talking here? I'm just going to assume kind of Vega style claws, except that you have a grip for, you know, more control and more structural integrity. Okay. Damage. It's okay, I guess. Anti-armor. Not much. No. Again, you could exploit gaps in the armor. Yeah. Okay. Durability, I feel like it's not going to be great. With if you have like 3 individual claws, each one of those is much less durable than if you have one solid piece. You know, a wider and thicker one. Speed, yep, we can leave that right here. Reach. Yeah, let's leave that here. Defense. This is actually kind of tricky. Like, if you have a gauntlet, you know, like, and if your forearm is armored, it could be here. But most of them, I think, are going to be more like that. Ease of carry. I don't know. If you don't keep them on your arms, which would be awkward, then just having them on your belt is somewhat weird. Affordability, I have no idea. Really good ones, probably not that cheap to make. Yeah. I'm not sure about this one. Feel free to argue your case here. I could be persuaded to redistribute some of the score. Thanks, Philip. What about the duckfoot pistol? No guns. Again, this does not apply to ranged weapons at all. I know they were apparently used by gamblers as a curious shotgun. Yeah, again, these criteria do not lend themselves well to anything ranged. So no guns, no bows, no slings or anything like that. Nothing thrown. Unless you're thinking using it, you know, as a melee weapon. Ease of carry could be higher if you can still use your hands while wearing them. That's true. If you can, but if you can, then the durability is going to be even worse. Like, I do think, and also probably maybe even damage, because I feel like you need the grip, really. You know, just like a guitar. You just need that for the weapon to be properly solid, which makes it harder. Saber I already did. Fillet knife? Fillet knife? Really? Come on, guys. Come on. It's like a knife, except worse. Since it's not hard to figure out. Hatchet. Okay, Bowie knife, we can do that. That's better than most knives. I'm okay with that. Damage. Yeah. Probably can. It is still a knife. I can't rate this too highly. Anti-armor. Yeah, I mean, any knife is gonna be somewhat decent at exploiting gaps. Although the ironic thing is, the clip point, I don't think would do as well against mail. So, I don't know, I might actually have to give it this much. 3 points. Durability, yeah, that's really not a problem, I think. Although I tend to give swords a 3, you know, due to edge damage and tip damage and this and that. But at the same time, it's a short blade, so at least you're very unlikely to bend or break it. Yeah, speed. Whoa. Speed is as good as it gets. Reach is. Yeah. I'm not sure I even want to give it 2. I know there are some pretty long ones, but it's still, like a Rondell dagger would be a 2, so I feel like this needs to be a 1. Defense is, you got none, basically. Yeah, sounds about right. It's very similar to the dagger. Did you do a video on how thrusting was more devastating than slashing? No, I don't think I did. But the thing is, we're comparing this to swords and polearms, and you know, like, would you rather be stabbed with a knife or with a spear or the end of a halberd or something? You know, like, this is going to be way worse. So. And also cuts, like, okay, getting stabbed sucks, but getting your arm chopped off probably sucks even more, I think, you know? Or getting your head split in 2. I think that's going to be slightly worse. Thanks, Darth Canadian. Lightsaber I already did earlier in the stream. It was actually pretty close to perfect score in a lot of ways. S-Talk, yeah, why not? Damage. Pretty devastating thrusts, but essentially no cut. Anti-armor, yeah. Yep, you can definitely half-sword that and thrust into the gaps. I would even say, yeah, you can, yeah, no problem. You can also murder stroke quite well with it. Durability, oh yeah, no problem. It doesn't even have an edge for the most part. I mean, some do, but it doesn't have to. Speed. Pretty high. Reach. Yep. Defense. Yeah. Ease of carry, that's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty high, isn't it? That's the problem with this abstraction, you know? You can, if you look at individual criteria, you can end up with something that seems to be performing better in terms of score than something else, but when you actually look at them side by side, you're like, wait, not really. Let me compare directly. Where was the longsword again? Where the hell there? Okay, S-Talk versus Longsword. What do we have? Yeah, Longsword does more damage overall. S-Talk more anti-armor, more durability, bit more speed. Oh, yeah, actually, you know what? I should give the S-Talk one more defense. It shouldn't be that much worse than a longsword. Yeah. So when you rate things like this, you may come up with something that's like technically in terms of score looks better, but then in reality you would rather have the other thing. You know, like if you compare, I don't know, S-Talk versus halberd or something. Like I'd rather have a halberd in a certain situation. If I have the space, I'd much rather have the halberd. If I don't, I'd much rather have the S-Talk. So yeah, there's that. Thanks, Stephen. Scaltion, if not that. Pommel, if not that. Shaolin Spade. Whoa, simmer down there. One at a time. Okay, why not? So, specifically the Scaltion, not falchions in general. Be aware. Damage. This thing hits like a truck. I can tell you that. It's crazy. Anti-armor. You can bash with that pretty well. Wait. Yeah, I think you can bash with that pretty well. Durability, it's a tank. Although, well, it's still a sword, so it can't be too high. Speed, this is where it suffers. The thing is very heavy. It's heavier than the falchion should be of the size. Reach, doesn't have the greatest reach. Defense, oh yeah, definitely good. Yeah, I kind of want to give it even more. Because it's got it's got pretty good hand protection too. I think we can even put it here. Ease of carry, not so much due to the hilt. Okay, not that low. Affordability. I don't think this is very cheap to make. Okay. Do you have a Discord? Yes, but it's Patreon only. Thanks, Darth Canadian. Hey, fellow Canadian, aka bad weapon prohibiting country. How about the battle hammer seen in Shadow Fight 2? Wow, that's specific. What does it even look like? Okay. That's like the back to Korban that I did earlier. I really don't want to repeat anything. Like, I understand if you arrive to the stream later, that sucks to have to then look for it. Where the hell was it in the stream? But I don't want to repeat anything because that just makes it harder for people to get their suggestions covered where it's hard. Disc mace. Okay, why not? Disc mace. No, wait. Damage. Pretty good. Pretty good. Anti-armor? Yeah. I feel like... Yeah, I think this should actually be pretty high. That durability, if we're talking stone, then not great. In fact, if we're talking stone, it's probably somewhere here. If we're talking metal, it would be higher. Speed, pretty good. Reach, it's not amazing. Defense, not amazing. Ease of carry, also not amazing, because it's actually kind of awkward due to the shape. And affordability, pretty good. No, not there. There. That was quick and easy. Star Mace is going to be similar, except... Yeah, you know what? I think I would say the Disc Mace is actually gets a 4 for anti-armor, and the Star Mace would get a 5. I think that makes sense. Star Mace might also get a little bit more. Well, probably like half an extra score for damage, maybe. Have you already done nunchucks? Mostly kidding. Happy Friday. Thanks, Kay. Thanks, Wanderer. Ridix Ulex. Okay. Why though? Okay. Like knives, but worse. Pretty much. It's like, Except, yeah, it's really worse because at least a regular knife or dagger would be good against armor. These things you can't use against armor. You legit can't. Like, not at all, pretty much. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know what they look like. Yeah. Like, the problem is your hands are kind of in the way. If you want to stab with that, then it's only going to enter up to the point where your fist hits the target, and that kind of sucks. Not a fan. So, I mean, I was being a little too harsh on the anti-armor, I think. It's like you could still try to get to the gaps. It's just going to be pretty hard. Durability, okay, I can't fault them for that. Speed also, can't fault them for that. I mean, it's the speed of your fist, so it's fine. Reach, garbage. It's worse than a knife. Defense. Okay, that's actually okay, because you could parry with that to an extent. It's risky, but you can. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. Shouldn't be very expensive to make, right? Yes, I have ranked the Batleth in yesterday's video, so if you haven't seen that yet, check it out. Thanks, Lootbug Gaming. War Scythe. That's good. Okay. Reposition. Okay. Damage. High. Pretty high. Anti-armor, actually not amazing. Well, basically anything up to plate. That's where it gets tricky. Durability, not quite as good. because both the edge can get damaged and the wooden handle. In fact, this might actually be even worse. I think you can argue for that. Speed is, whoa. Speed is decent, but not amazing. In fact, yeah, let's put it here. Reach, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, all the way. Defense, it's okay. Again, mostly by means of keeping distance. Actually, it's better than that, because you can parry with it, you can block with it. That's okay. Ease of carry is, of course, crap. And affordability is quite good. Stop moving around. There. You son of a goat. Okay. I think Starth Canadian, third one's a charm. I bet this is original in the stream. Hockey stick, eh? Okay. Fine. It is the first time in the stream. That's true. Hockey stick. What do you want it to be made of? That's going to make a huge difference. Like, because if we're talking one of the flimsy hollow plastic ones, then this is going to be garbage and all kinds of things. What material you want? Just let me know in the regular chat. You don't have to do a super chat again. I'll just... You have a very easy to notice user... avatar is the word. Hardwood. Okay. Fair enough. Whoa. That doesn't even fit. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna... There. Okay. Just so we're clear about that. Yeah, damage is... It's okay, I guess. It's like a club. What did I rate the club again? Did I rate it 2 or 3? I think 3, right? Yeah. Anti-armor, yeah. Also about that, I think. It's acceptable. Durability. I'm not sure I want to even give it a 3. What did I give the club? Did I give it a 2 or 3? I can't remember. I might be all over the place. I don't know. I really don't want to. Speed, I think, is pretty good. Reach is decent. Defense could be worse. Ease of carry, Affordability, yeah, there you go. I think that's about right. Damage is too high on the hockey stick. I don't know, made of proper hardwood, if somebody whacks you with 2 hands. But then again, we are comparing it to polearms and shit, so yeah, fair enough. That's probably a bit too much. Yeah, it's true. Mass is generally lower than club. Yeah, fair enough. Valashka, Shepherd's Axe. Thanks, Insomnia Addict. We can do that. Damage is going to be pretty good. I mean, it's an axe. It's a 2-handed axe. It's just for a 2-handed axe, it's rather light, so it doesn't hit as hard. That's also why anti-armor is not fantastic, but it's not bad. Durability is about average. Again, wooden haft and all. Speed. They are actually fairly quick. Reach, not as good. Defense. In addition to the short reach, it also has less mass, so it's harder to stop an enemy weapon. But at the same time, I can't give it less than the hockey stick now, can I? That I cannot, no. And you can catch an opponent's attack on the axe head, even though it's pretty small. Ease of carry. You can use it as a walking stick, but it's not super convenient. Affordability. I don't know, average? Average, or maybe better than average. Might be better. Okay, what is next? Thanks, Mortem. Very late for the stream, was working. What did I miss? I don't know, 1.5 hours of weapon rating. Good job as always, by the way. Thank you. Zan. How do you actually pronounce it? It's not Zan Madao, is it? Jean? I don't know how you pronounce it. Anyway, we can do that. Should probably also show this for anyone who hasn't seen it. Here. Yeah, so basically it's a chunkier two-handed Chinese that came out of nowhere. All right, so hey. Okay, so damage. I think this deserves one more. Anti-armor. Not so good, really. I mean, no, I kind of want to stick to it. I was going to say, you know, a two-handed swing from a pretty hefty saber against mail would be devastating, but the thing is that you would probably get quite a bit of edge damage from that. So at the same time, you can smack him with the flat, not with the flat, with the spine. Yeah, maybe that durability should be a bit better than average, I think. Speed is probably about average. Reach is gonna be pretty good. Defense should be pretty good. Ease of carry. Yeah, it's not as easy as a smaller sword. And affordability would be rather low, I think. Thanks, T-Stump, but no pool noodle. I'm not gonna spend time on trolling. It's just too many requests here. Wanderer, spiked mace. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna. Yeah, pretty much. I can just go by what I already have for the flanged mace. Except let's see here. Get rid of this. Change it to spiked. And instead of adaptability, we have, what was it again? Ease of carry. I can't even remember what I just looked at. Okay. So those are going to be essentially identical. Except ease of carry is even worse because this really sucks. Like the flange mace is awkward if you wanted to carry it on your belt, but the spikes? Oof. That sucks. So basically exactly the same except for that. So that was nice and quick. No shields. I don't think these criteria work very well for those. Chinese chain bullwhip. Okay. I'm just gonna go with chain whip in general. That can be like a 9-section whip or whatever the hell. Could even be the Castlevania's thing. Damage. It's not great. Anti-armor. Bad. In fact, honestly, even with a Gambeson, I don't think you would really feel it even. I don't think this would do anything to armor. It's just, if you had something, if you had a Castlevania whip with like a spike ball at the end or just a ball, then it would be okay, but this, you know, just the chain itself is going to do pretty much nothing to armor. Pretty close to nothing. Durability is great though. You pretty much can't destroy it. That would be very difficult. Speed is pretty good, I would say. Might even be here. Reach is, I mean, okay, reach is actually good, I guess. Although, no, I don't think they're usually that long. Castlevania whip would be basically here, and a lot of Chinese style whips will be here, so let's just go with that. Defense is non-existent. Like, well, okay. You can try to hold it, you know, hold it tight and try to catch something with it. I guess I can just about give it a 2 for that, maybe. Ease of carry, well, you can roll it up and stick it in your pocket. That's great. That's pretty cool, right? It should be pretty affordable, too. I would think. Yeah. Min-maxed. Min-maxed to hell and back. A good hit with a whip hurts like hell, even in a Gambeson. Well, it hurts, but it's going to do damage. It's going to bruise, but it's not going to cause internal bleeding. Like if you take a hit from a Warhammer, or, you know, I think it's going to be pretty bad. Because inflicting pain isn't enough in a fight. You need to do structurally incapacitating damage, and I think that would be very difficult with this. The gunblade from Final Fantasy, one of the later ones that fires bullets. I'd rather not do that because, again, these criteria are not at all for anything ranged. So that would not factor in, so that's kind of pointless. So I would have to rate it as a worse longsword. It's just not really going to be great. But thanks, Wing Zero. Thanks, Sunny. What about an umbrella made of metal with a spearhead at the end? It's just a shorter, worse spear. That's basically all it is. I don't think I can say much beyond that. Quarters. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let us do the quarterstaff. Thanks, undereducated voter. We might as well do that, right? Because this is going to be somewhat tricky, actually. So, damage. The thing is, they can hit pretty damn hard. But compared to a lot of other things, you know, polearms and swords, I just can't rate it that highly. I really can't. Anti-armor is about to, well, yeah, maybe about here. Durability, not so good. I mean, if it's thick enough and made of proper hardwood, it's okay, but I'm not even sure I want to go that far. I might just have to give it a 2. Speed is pretty good, not this good, but definitely not, well, yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Yeah, reach. Let's go there, defense. This is where the reach really saves it. Yeah. Because you can be quite effective with that, especially if you strike into the opponent's attacks. You could even argue yet even more, but I think I'm just gonna not go too crazy here. And then ease of carry is terrible. I mean, not that terrible, because at least you can pass it off as a walking stick, you know, like, yeah. And then this is, of course, where it wins. Hey, not you. Why is this all the way down here? I'm in the wrong one anyway. Okay, affordability, pretty much max. Okay. All right. So, get back to the other one. There we go. What weapon is about halfway between a sword and an axe? Thanks, Luke. A bill. I would say a bill is just about halfway, you know. There are the ones for garden use, which are not like the full pole arm, but you know what I mean, right? A bill hook. I think that's pretty much exactly in between. Yep. Right here. Let me show you. This right here. To me, this is exactly in between sword and axe, or machete and axe, whatever. That right there. Kukri, sort of, but it's closer to, you know, knife, sword, machete, etc. I think the bill hook is more in between. Thanks, Matty Ice. How about a 5-foot Dane axe with a Type M head with a forward angled toe for more thrusting capability? It's still going to be the same as a Dane axe for the purpose of rating. Like, it's just, I'm not really, I wouldn't really change the ratings, because there is no thrusting criterion here. Yeah, the way I've set it up. So no, that honestly doesn't make enough of a difference. It's just a different type of Dane axe. It's the same as what I rated earlier. One last one, and a weird one, the Urumi single blade. Okay. Oof. I'm just gonna call it whip sword. Let's just say Urumi / whip sword with a single blade. All right. Damage. There. Anti-armor. This is as bad as it gets. Like, you just... Honestly, I'm not even going to give it 1. Like, I think legit, if you're wearing a gambescent, you're not even gonna feel this thing. There's no way. This is just, I don't think so. Again, keep in mind, I've never used one, but seeing how they're used, you know, how you know, flexible and whippy they are, I don't think so. I don't think it would do anything to decent armor. Durability should be quite good, I would think. Could probably leave it there. I mean, speed, they got that going for them. Reach, they also got that going for them. Defense, literally none. Not even one. Nothing. You can't even, I don't think you can even grab it and try to catch it like on a you know, tightly held chain. I don't think even that is going to work. Ease of carry should be quite good. Affordability, I have no idea. Yeah. Super Sledge, Fallout 4. Just take my rating for the sledgehammer and, I don't know, make it even worse on speed, I guess. I don't know, something like that. I don't think it's going to be that much different. Thanks, Wing Zero. Extendable gauntlet style blade. Extendable. Okay. Okay, let's do it like this, I guess. That looks kind of ugly, but okay, fair enough. Damage, well, you can go stabby, I guess. Well, didn't I rate the dagger as like a 2? Because I should not rate it any higher than a dagger. Let me double check here. Again, the dagger can do horrible damage to an unarmored human, and armored too for that matter. Yeah, but not enough. Like compared to swords and polearms, anti-armor. Definitely worse than the dagger, because the fact that it's extendable is just going to make it more prone to failure. You know, like, it's just not going to be as solid. So I think you would struggle with that. Durability is going to be, as a result of the mechanism, pretty bad. Really bad. Speed, yep, great. No complaint here. Reach is, yeah, something like this maybe. Defense, well, if you have the gauntlet, it's okay. Barely okay. Not really. That ease of carry, yeah, that's gonna be good. I doubt this would be affordable. That would be tricky to make. Inferno from How to Train Your Dragon? No magic, please. That would just screw with everything. But thank you, Pablo. Pitchfork is just a worse spear. That's it. A shorter, worse spear. Naginata is just a spear that can also cut. So it's basically pretty much like my spear rating, except like 1 point more damage. That's about it. Okay, Chinese butterfly knives, that could be interesting. Just what fits. Okay. Damage. Well, unlike a dagger, you can also cut with those. I think they're stout enough. Sorry. Anti-armor? Not really. Oh, here. Would be difficult. Like, they're way too wide to stab into the gaps, so you would have to try to bash, and it's difficult with such short blades. Durability is going to be pretty good with this. They are, you know, nice thick blades. Can still get edge damage, but not too bad. Speed, not this high, but definitely quite high. Reach, yeah. That's about right. Defense, decent. You do have the guards. You know, the knuckle guard helps quite a bit. In fact, you know what? I think I would even put them there. Because if you use both together, you can also defend against heavier weapons. So it's really not bad. Ease of carry, yeah. Almost max. Hey. Come on. I'm just being silly here. And affordability, I think they're actually reasonably cheap. So, there you go. How's that? Chain axe from Warhammer 40k. Nah, I'd rather not go with something that requires high tech, because this is like what am I supposed to, how am I supposed to rate it? Like, I would have to, as it is, I would have to give it a 1 for speed or even a 0. But then you can say, well, it's supposed to be used with power armor. Yeah, well, then I cannot use these criteria. It's just, it doesn't work. You know, if it's, then you have to rate the power armor, and just it's a mess. It just doesn't fit in here. Sorry. Corvo's sword from Dishonored. I don't really even know how this thing is supposed to work. You know, the folding mechanism is very shenanigansy. Yeah, I mean, I've done the short sword before, so take my rating for the short sword and subtract 1 point for durability, because this folding mechanism is going to be very prone to damage and failure. So yeah, it's like a short sword. In fact, you might even have to take like half a score off for reach, because this is really short. This is really more like a long dagger than a short sword. So yeah, a worse short sword. That's really all it is. Hook swords, okay. Yeah, why not? Damage, pretty good. I would say that's pretty high. You know, striking with that end, not bad. Anti-armor. It's not really in hammer territory. Decent, like you could maybe just about argue for 1 more, but I don't know, compared to a lot of other weapons that get a 4, maybe not. Durability, I think, is, yeah, that's about right. I don't think edge damage matters as much with those. Speed, not that much. I think they're pretty fast, but not that fast. Reach is about average. Defense is above average, I think. Quite a bit. Ease of carry, not this good. It's probably about average. Affordability, I don't really know. I'm guessing probably here. Thanks, Eli the Hunter, I already commented on the Naginata earlier, so it's just take my score for the spear that I did in the video. I mean, I can just show it here as well. Give me a second. Spear. This still has adaptability instead of ease of carry, but I can change that pretty quickly. Ease of carry. Wait, what happened? What did I do? Oh. So that would be obviously a 1. So a Naginata has 1 more damage, but that's it. Otherwise, it's the same. It might have less anti-armor, but yeah, either way, it's almost identical. It's pretty damn close. Thanks, Kirk. S-Talk, I already did that earlier, so I don't want to repeat that, but thank you. Khopesh, yeah. Why not? I'm familiar enough with that. Damage. It's good, but not amazing. Anti-armor. Not really. It's not its strength. Durability, I mean, this depends. Are we talking bronze? If we're talking bronze, then the durability is probably about here. If we're talking steel, then it would be there, I think. Speed, pretty damn good. Reach, it's rather short. Defense is... yeah, about here. Kinda needs a shield. Ease of carry, no problem here. In fact, yeah, it goes there. Affordability, yeah, it's probably also about average. It's a problem with the score. Yeah, like, this doesn't look great in terms of score, but I do quite like the Khopesh, and with a shield, it can be quite effective. It allows you to cope with life. Aren't you coping with death? You know, the opponent's death. Anyway, thanks, Christopher. Gunstock Club is like a club, except a bit more reach and a bit more damage. Makohuita already did earlier in the stream. Lucerne Hammer, I did the Back to Kalban, which is the same thing, basically. Thanks, Sven. Thanks for years of extraordinary weapon reviews. You're welcome. And thanks for watching. Rapier, I think I already... wait, did I actually include it in the video? I don't think it actually made it into the final... edit. Wait, do I even have it? Oh, right, what I did was small sword. Now we can easily change that to rapier. I'm amazed that it took you folks so long to come up with rapier. I mean, it might have been mentioned before. I can't see everything, of course. So I guess I'm amazed that it took me this long to see rapier as a suggestion, whether that's on me or whether it just did take a while. Anyway, so cut. Yeah, we can pretty much leave it here. It's okay, but not amazing by any means. Wait, this is still the old, like the old shit. Let's see, anti-armor. Durability. Yeah, this is totally different. And what was the other one? I should have stuck to this. Oh well. You know what? I should stick to this because otherwise I have to move all the score thingies too. It is better to stick to this. I'm smart. Okay. Yeah. I shouldn't even... I started with a cut thing. That's not even a criterion anymore. Damage. I mean, the total damage is decent. It's not amazing. In fact, you know what? I'm almost tempted to give it a 2. Because the thing is, yes, thrusts are highly lethal, and it's extremely easy to inflict lethal damage with a thrust from a rapier blade. But we're still talking, like about this size wound, as deep as it is, but we're talking this versus, longsword being impaled with a blade this width or even more. And, being hacked to pieces with axes and stuff, that's all quite a bit worse than being run through with a rapier. So I'm almost, I don't know, I'm almost tempted to give it a 2.5. Imagine this is a 2.5, I guess. Anti-armor. The most I can think of is half sword and thrust into the gaps, which is difficult with a rapier. It's just really not designed for that, but that's the only reason why I'm not giving it a 1. Durability. Yeah, rapier blades can snap. Fairly easily, easy-ish. Yeah, speed is about here. That's seems about right. Reach. Okay, it's not polearm reach, but it's definitely great. Defense is pretty damn high. Ease of carry not quite as nice. And with the large guard and all. Yeah. Looks worse than you might have expected. Like a rapier is really good for its intended purpose, but if you just look at the score, then it's not super impressive. Thanks, Insomnia Addict. Trained martial artist, hand/fist, since you can't guess at the power of these hands. Yeah, you can't do that at all. Not at all. That would not... I mean, durability isn't the thing, anti-armor is the thing. It's no, it's just straight up nope. Thanks, Gompling, for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Less reach? No, not really. Because the thing is, don't forget, like a lunge with a rapier has an obscene reach. Because, like with a longsword, as much reach as the weapon itself has, but you're limited by using 2 hands. With a rapier, you're really just turning your entire body and you're extending as much as possible. Rapier lunges can get you from all the way over there. It's ridiculous. They have insane reach. How about a big Sami knife? 18-inch seems to be the biggest. Well, it's basically going to be between a knife and a short sword. So, yeah. Basically use my ratings for that, and then you're pretty much there if you pick something in between. Okay, if you really want, I'm thinking you can guess where brass knuckles are. I'm just gonna call them knuckle dusters, so we can assume steel rather than brass, maybe. I mean, guess. Just guess, how this is gonna go. Durability is good, at least. And speed, yes. That too. Everything else is gonna be pretty bad. I mean, you saw this coming, right? It's not hard to figure out. Super min-maxed and terrible against anything, really. Anything other than unarmed, pretty much. You know what? I don't even really want to give it this much anti-armor, because the problem is, have you ever tried hitting something? Like, at one point I had these plastic knuckle dusters, which is the only thing that's legal. Well, not the only thing. Wooden knuckle dusters would also be legal in Canada. It's just metal ones aren't. And even the plastic ones, if you actually hit something hard, it's gonna hurt your hand a lot. So in order to hit armor hard enough to really do a lot of damage, you would break your hand basically with those. So I don't even want to give it that much anti-armor. This is just no. You know? Did you already do Kusarigama? I did the Kama, which is, you know, half of it. I mean, yeah, Kusarigama is basically Kama plus, like Kama with more reach. It would confuse things a little bit, because if you have a Kusarigama, if you say, okay, due to the weight at the end of the chain, you have much more reach than with just a Kama. But if you say that it does the same damage as the Kama, then, like, if you want that damage, then you have the same reach as with the Kama. So what do you do then? Do you average it out? Or like, that's kind of tricky. Broken glass bottle, no. Sorry. Ain't happening. That's beneath me. Why is damage so low? Because they suck. I mean, just compare, like, punching someone, like enhanced punch, but still, compare that to being shanked by a dagger, or, you know, cut by a sword, or just it's terrible. I mean, be glad that I gave it one. I might as well just give it none, you know? It's, compared to everything else, it's just pitiful. Tabarzin, if that's how you pronounce it, that's just an axe. That's a single-handed axe, isn't it? I think I've done the single-handed axe. I think, yeah, this just looks like a heavier single-handed axe. So basically take the score that I gave for the single-handed axe and, like, maybe add like half a point of damage, but subtract half a point of speed. Maybe. But you could also just say, okay, you know what, it's the same as axe. It's just the general category of axe, you know. It's not going to be that big of a difference. Flail I've done already. A log. Yes, a log. Only for the hands of the most elite of martial artists. Okay, you know what, Nayot, for the memes. Fair enough. Let's do the memes. Fuck it. We'll do it. Hey. Log. Okay. Damage. Well, if you pull it off, I guess pretty good. Yeah, fair enough. Durability. Well, I mean, that's plenty of material, so I'm not gonna max it because as the thing gets chewed up, it becomes difficult to handle, you know. Speed. You know what? I'm just gonna give it nothing. 0. Nothing at all. The reach is decent. Well, no, not really, because you can't extend it very far. Actually, no. You know what? The reach is kind of shit because you have to hold it so far up because it's so unwieldy that you don't even get that much reach. And defense, I mean, if you... Technically, yes, you could block with that quite well, but because you're so slow, you're really not going to be able to pull it off very well. And then, yeah, ease of carry is obviously full score, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And then, well, affordability, at least, it gets... it gets full score. 1 full score. Yes. Awesome. You know what? Actually, I take it back. Anti-armor isn't even that good. Because here's the problem. The thing is so heavy that you're going to be pretty slow. It's going to be one of those things that have like a lot of momentum, but not much kinetic energy, because it's also a large surface and lower velocity. So it's just going to push them around, but it's not really going to damage them as much. If you can like drop the thing as hard as you can, I mean, not drop, but smash downward on an armored opponent lying on the ground, okay, then there you go. But otherwise, not so much. How about a tomahawk? It's like a single-handed axe, except an extra point in speed and 1 point less in reach. That's all. York's Cursed Dagger, it's a dagger. That's it, just a dagger. Why would it be any different from what I've already rated? Okay, the spit, why not? Thanks, Luke. This bit, yeah, damage is pretty damn good. Anti-armor. Actually, considering how heavy it is, like if you turn it around and hit with the pommel, that would be quite effective. Yeah, durability, it's a zombie tool, that's what you want. Speed is... it's actually kind of slow-ish. Reach is good, not as good as the spear, obviously. Defense, yeah, solid. Ease of carry, not so much. Yeah. It's not super affordable. Yeah. There you go. The Dragon Slayer, Guts' thing. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, I think we can all agree that damage is maxed, anti-armor is probably close. Durability, yeah, it shouldn't really be a problem. Even if it gets dulled, you can still hit pretty hard with it. Speed is going to be... Here's the problem, like for a regular human, it's nothing. For guts, the speed is pretty good, but come on, I just cannot rate this highly. It's just ridiculous. In fact, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna give it no speed, because in real life you could barely lift this thing. Like you can't fight with it. Period. Like if you want to talk superpowers, then that screws the entire rating system. So we can't do that. Reach is obviously pretty damn good. Defense is also quite good. Yeah, ease of carry, haha. And I doubt that's very affordable. There you go. Okay, we've been at it for 2 hours. I think that shall be enough, right? I mean, we can continue this in another stream if you folks really like this, but I think we might as well wrap it up here. Because like I've already done so many things, and a lot of other stuff you can ask about is going to be very similar. So let's leave it at that. So hope you had fun. And by the way, Blargity, if you end up, I don't know, you're not online right now, but if you end up seeing this, happy birthday. So hope you had fun, everybody. Thanks, and see you next time. Take care.